So, Kritavi, what are the benefits of the practice of seed retention in your life, in your case?
Yeah, for me they would include, in some ways more energy, but more importantly I would say more consistent and steady energy, less of a roller coaster, and that includes both energy and emotions. And every now and then just surprising me with a lot of energy, steady, able to do some things and really feel no limitations due to exhaustion or fatigue or mental or physical. So just relative to past experience, it's very clear to me that it provides a lot of energy and kind of a strong running battery to work from, let's say.
Well, that seems to be a great advantage. Of course, along the way, your brain started to sharpen up. You had more mental. You developed more mental stamina over time. Okay, so in the beginning, you were easily falling apart. Right, and so it seems to me that your practice had a completely integrative impact upon your system. Right.
I would say that it did, that it does, and there's a certain kind of, let's say,
in other words, you were recreated. You recreated yourself. You gave birth to a new Kritavi.
There is an element to that.
Right.
Almost a fountain of youth type renewal.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, I mean, it is a recreative seed. So it does obviously has benefit to it.
Yes, definitely.
But not if you're neurotic, because you can pollute it. It's easily polluted. Alcohol will pollute it, right, and diminish the power. You kill it that way. And so you need to be doing it, retaining your seed with positive energy, positive attitude, and doing breathing exercises. Right? Chanting and breathing and retaining of seed are very much in sync. I think the advantages are many, but you have to prove it to yourself. Don't believe anything about it. You got to test it yourself. Right? This is your experiment. Your body is your laboratory, and your mind is the Frankenstein doctor. Right? So good luck. I highly recommend it for people. Not forever, but for a time. I think even Gurdjieff, in his teachings, made reference to the abstinence, of seed wasting for periods of time, maybe a couple of years, enabling your body to reintegrate, say, from loss of seed, and see if the individual could feel some kind of improvement. Right? If something was actually recovered in the process of the abstainment period. The energy has to go somewhere. It has to do something. It's got to create something. So it recreates you. Slowly but surely in ways that you need it, not in ways that you think, but it does repair automatically. So the body in that sense is self-regulating. And so is the seed self-regulating, let's say, regenerating. And that also has effects on the brain as well. So there's also that. So if you notice your writing at the beginning, we can't just say it's evolutionary. Okay? Because if you talk to people you knew back in those days, they may not have evolved, but you have evolved in a manner of speaking. Now, of course, you hear me talking all the time, that might have an effect upon you, but you have evolved to a certain degree. You have integrated more and become more mature. And having the seed to help you do that, so you were less emotionally vulnerable and, let's say, confused, less distracted. Yeah, I think you were building, in a manner of speaking, somewhat of a heart organ. Right? but each is different. Each has different demons to overcome in themselves. So it may be easier, it may be harder for some people, depending. Because the adolescent is alive and well in everybody. But this is something you have to have some sense of mastery about for yourself, and then go the distance, prove to yourself what it is or what it isn't. But there's no way, if anybody's practicing correctly, they're going to tell me they feel worse. It's not possible. Any more than, beating your head on the wall here, and I mean a concrete wall, it's going to make you feel better. I don't think so. Only refraining from it's going to make you feel better. So, don't beat your head on the wall. Stop that beating. Yeah, so to speak. Right. But prove it to yourself. Right. That your head can recover. Right. Your mind can recover. Your brains can stop functioning differently, because you're not pulling them down to your groin all the time. See? So then it's more like here and up here. And this is what we want to collapse. See? Heart here. And through the energy too, but not neurosis, but the creative energy as part of the mix, the stew of higher intelligence, creative intelligence, which is to be proven to oneself. Next topic.
Just to say about it that it takes on the feeling of like a living treasure, and as a treasure, it's nothing one wants to waste or give, make light of. You want to save it, preserve it, use it wisely. So.
Well, I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. I think you can start out with that, right? Sort of like a self-based. I want to feel better. It's not exactly about that. What you're doing is allowing your brain and nervous system to recover something that is exhausted in the meantime. See? So you're self-healing in a sense, but it's not self-healing. It's allowing the body to recover some normalcy, like going to bed at night. You wake up refreshed in the morning because you cut everything loose. You went to sleep, maybe even entered deep sleep. So it's that absence of activity that enables, that's wisdom now. Absence of activity enables the body to recharge itself. It's like fasting. When you fast, at night it's a fast. You fast from this world. You fast from self-consciousness, other consciousness, world consciousness, and karmic consciousness, and you start to enter zero consciousness, and thus you come back refreshed, because you entered no consciousness. Right. You got lost along the way, and picked up on the way back. And you feel good, and you didn't have anything to do with it, because you couldn't do anything to stop it from happening. So conscious and so powerful, right? You had no control over it. So we're talking about giving the body back to the body in such an activity. And it's the same with people who have drinking habits. If you're able to abstain from continuous drinking, you enable the body to recover a little bit. It's like clearing your airways. You can breathe properly. Normalize. We're talking about normalizing the chemical system, chemistry, human chemistry, the brain, body, heart chemistry. And so there's some wisdom to it and science to it, especially if you look into it more technically. And from the yogic point of view, you find a lot of literature there to support the practice. But it's not forever. It's for some peeps, and you owe it to yourself to heal yourself and prove to yourself that you are more than just a sexual machine. Okay? Not that that's bad, but it may be on the point, be useless in terms of any higher intelligence or higher, say wisdom practice. Right? Higher heart practice may be useless. After a while, you stop being a neurotic, and you don't want to have to be a neurotic anymore. You just want to be around people, and after a while, you just want love. You don't want to be going around banging everybody or being banged by everybody. You want some love, some healing. It's good practice. Yeah.
You've mentioned the yogic technique of having the head melt into the heart. Could you speak about that a little bit?
Oh, you can do that right now. It's not like something you do physically. See, it's just a matter of calming yourself into the heart chakra. It's physical. It's also emotional. Why the heart? See? Because you connect with the love of it, the compassion. as an outflow. Okay. So it's really a gesture then. It's a practice, a psychic gesture of heart first. Compassion, all beings first. It's not like you have to take care of anybody's business, it's a gesture. It's a form of prayer, a blessing's wish of heart fullness to all beings. That's giving your best to everybody. And your heart, open heart. Heart melted, no salt, just in and out through the heart. Yes. It's like saying, oh heart. It's easy, simple. No mind, oh heart. If you do this for a period of time, you start to feel the effects more. Because then what you're doing is directing the energy in the body. So by using your hands, you're directing energy. And if you do it enough, then it becomes directed. Then all you have to do is think it, and it's directed. It becomes natural. So then you can link it to your breath as an ongoing process of head melt into heartfulness. Right? Part of the practice. It's good practice. And also, at the same time, you can be pulling it up. And then bringing this down and pulling this up, and all of that going on through the heart. See? Pulling the lower chakras up, bringing the head chakras down to here, and out through the heart. It's good yoga. It's not going against anything. We have the ascending force and the descending forces in our system. So we're breathing and exhaling, and going up and out of the body and beneath the body into the earth simultaneously. So there's nothing unnatural about it. It's already happening. So here you're bringing it up, bringing it right down to the heart, and sending it out to all things. Good practice. Healing.